So, welcome to full moon for June in Sagittarius, while also in Gemini season, which is really cool in itself because those energies really play with each other quite a bit on the on like five different fronts. I'm seeing this really strong energy that says just do the thing. And God, it's so cool. On the one hand, we're in Gemini season, and Gemini doesn't really spend a whole long of time contemplating that strong Gemini energy. Just does it. It's also, it's really passionate and driven, but in a creative, flighty kind of way. It's not so much worried about Gemini is not so much worried about the details and the strenuous organized planning that Capricorn or Virgo would be into. Gemini just like throws a whole bunch of ideas at you and goes, all right, let's get going. And at the same time, we have the moon in Sagittarius, so there's this huge there's all of this huge energy going on from Sag saying like travel, don't be afraid to really step outside of your comfort zone and like take the leap, while it's a full moon too. So take that time to reflect on everything that you've done to get to this point where you are now. With each new journey gives us the opportunity to look back and be grateful of everything we've done to get to where we are. And I was just sharing that too, with Kaylee beforehand, because I was talking about how when I look at runes, they also fit the wheel of the year, and in Gemini season, as the first 8 flows through the spring and summer of the end of the year, the rune that also corresponds with Gemini is Rado, and it's like which is also translates to ride. It's the letter R. And it's like take the journey and don't be afraid to do it, which it really fits into Sag at the same time too, ironically, but it's really thick with that energy that's like you're riding and it's not necessarily just a chariot, but like if you think about it, you're going on a road trip and you think about how that's going to be such a long journey, but then before you know it, you look in if you actually give yourself a chance to look in the rear view, or sometimes I catch myself doing this a lot too, if I'm going on a hike and we look back every once in a while and go, wow, look how far we've come. See, the car's way down there now. And it's so great to have those kind of opportunities like at a full moon like this, to be able to do that, to look back and go, wow, yeah, we're making a huge journey, and like we're not even at the top of the mountain yet, but look how far we've come. And that's kind of what I don't know. That's kind of what this energy that's really coming from this moon and everything going on lately is really saying. It's giving that up. The full moon is giving that opportunity to pause and reflect at everything we've done so far to get here, while at the same time, Mercury just came out of retrograde and is ending its shadow phase this weekend on the 18th. So it's totally done all of its effects at the end of this week. And I know, and some people I know even say that the shadow phase is just as, if not more intense than while that planet was actually retrograde, which I find to sometimes be true, because in the last week and even projecting and seeing what's going to happen this week, I see so much truth in the fact that there's just as much things from the shadow phase as with the actual retrograde phase. And anyway, so we've got this, so between all of those different elements, there's all of this really wonderful nudge from the universe to say, like, not only reflect, but give yourself the drive and the tenacity to know that you've got everything inside you already to take the leap and start the next chapter that's likely gonna start, you know, in the next couple of weeks. You know, thinking about the fact that obviously that next chapter phase could happen on the new moon, but this is a really great opportunity to, when I think of all of this big spiritual journey energy taking place on a full moon, I think about it like it's giving you permission to dream the dreams that you're gonna start the next chapter really soon. But it's a time to be so proud of yourself for all the growth that you have made, and realize that you have made this huge transformation already. You know, so I'm going to include in our sharing prompt later, but I'll include that now. I'll include that in our sharing prompt later to share some things that you can be grateful for, even in the last month, that have led you to right here. But even right now, take some time to think about what you've done in the last moon cycle and how you can be grateful for it. How instead of just running from one thing to the next, you can stop and think about, okay, well, what happened since from the middle of May to right now that I'm already so happy about? Because you're constantly transforming. And if we always think about where we're going and never stop and take a second to appreciate how far we've come, then we're not taking the time to let in more good things. It's like how we practice gratitude on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and have a section in our journal that says, hey, what good things happened to me today or this week or this month, and really be grateful for them. Because a few things happen when we have that gratitude practice. We affirm to the universe what we really like and what we want to have more of. And we're also, but then in a very practical way too, just like how studying is, you rereading and reviewing things after you learned it in class. Sitting down and practicing gratitude is you taking highlights out of the day and writing them down and affirming to yourself, yeah, this part really mattered to me. So I'm writing it down and I'm being thankful for it. And this part was really amazing, and I met this person, or this strawberry grew in my garden and that was amazing, and or I got a job opportunity and I'm really freaking grateful for it. So when we're writing those things down, they're not only affirming to yourself that that was amazing and wonderful and you want more of that, so please universe give me more, but you're also taking it from fluid memory into crystallized memory, and you're making an intentful practice to remember the good things that happen to you from day to day or week to week, and then, one really great thing that I love about doing that then is I can look back weeks or months, and even if it's just the day's highlights that turned into gratitude points, I can look back and I at a whole month and go, wow, yeah, these were the highlights that happened this month. Yeah, like this was a good month. And even that is a really great way to go back and reflect on the things that have happened that went well. And so at the same time, if we're being reflecting, then how, this was my mindful Monday prompt for today, and I actually had a busy day and I didn't get a chance to record it yet and post that, but how are you, or how can you be mindful of how you're sabotaging your own progress by, in that act of looking back and appreciating what you've done and how far you've come already? How can you also see your own behavior patterns and be mindful of how you might be getting in your own way by doing things like giving into negative thoughts, or experiencing imposter syndrome and thinking that you're a phony too much, or simply just getting in the way of your own progress in your own little idiosyncratic ways by hindering your own growth. Can you not? I'm talking. Turn that down, or like take it to your room, please. Then take it and plug it into your room or something. 8-year-olds can't live with them, can't live without them.
Don't do that on me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And something else that was brought up to me too was that if we're appreciating the growth that we've made and understanding that we're always still growing, then something else came up earlier that we always have this possible potential to affect those around us and be an inspiration to those around us, or even effective, or even affect people negatively that we encounter. And the saying that I've really heard a lot over the years is hurt people hurt people. And that's, although that's very true, and it's very true that hurting people who are going through pain or still suffering or sourcing from their stories of suffering and really living through their pain are going to pass it on to others, because what you haven't healed from, you're going to bleed onto others. But at the same time, there's also this flip side to that, not in a, and now I won't say healed people heal people, because we're never fully healed. We're always healing and we're always growing, but healing people heal people. So if hurt people and or hurting people hurt people, and they pass on their hurt to others, then healing people have the potential to help other people grow and thrive around them. It's like saying collaboration versus competition, or looking at somebody, or looking at somebody who you aspire to be, or who is an inspiration to you, and thinking of collaboration or veneration and looking up to them, versus being competitive and comparing yourself to them. So that's really taking a positive mindset on those things rather than looking at them negatively. But what else did I have that I wanted to bring up around this today? Oh, also having utter faith that what you are doing is right for you, and that you can and absolutely will manifest your wishes. Because when you take action on them and just do, instead of worrying about whether or not you don't do or don't have it, if you just be the version of you that is just doing it and making it all come to life and come to reality, and just do, then you realize that if you just take action and start, then you actually take on this co-creator role with the universe, where you do about 50% of the work, and the universe and the gods will do the rest. And it's, honey, I'm talking, please. It's really beautiful when that happens, because when that does, you realize that the ideas even and the inspirations that come to you come from somewhere else. They come from your higher self, from source. And when you take the leap and start doing on an idea that you got, or you're sitting in meditation one day, or you're dreaming, or you're just doing dishes and an idea pops into your head. And now, instead of sitting on it for months or weeks or months because you're not sure how it's really going to land with people, you're not sure it's going to come to fruition, or you're sitting in fear or imposter syndrome, just do it. Because when you do and you start taking action, that's when you start really making a relationship with the universe around that idea, that thing that started to come to you. Now you saw it, you witnessed it, and you took it, from the inspiration phase into creative imagination, and you started imagining, how can I make this into reality? And then you start entering the action phase and just start doing. And now you start coming into alignment with the version of you that has that and is doing it and was meant to do it the whole time. So you come into alignment with the frequency that idea stems from infinite intelligence, from source. And all of a sudden that's when that idea starts to really just take shape and take place on its own. You become more of a participant, and less feeling like you don't have to create the whole damn thing yourself. Just start and you'll get inspiration along the way. So it's like, this is who you are now. So stop worrying so much about if you can make it work, or if it's gonna, or overthinking too much about what it's gonna look like, and just do it, because you gain all kinds of experience along the way. You'll gain inspiration along the way, whether it's a relationship or a move or a new job. Just accept the job offer, make the move, do the thing, and you'll gain all kinds of inspiration and wisdom and experience along the way. But it's never going to happen if you don't take the leap. Well, what if you can't really just do it? Right? That's always the question. What if, and we will ask ourselves things like that over and over till we're blue in the face. But life doesn't happen sitting on the sidelines. And I think I even I thought of that a little bit when I was writing about Rido earlier. This idea that like life happens when you're living it, not when you're like like if you're riding your own chariot going down your path, and like it doesn't happen when you're looking at somebody else and going, wow, that must be fun. Like sometimes you have to just do it, and or start walking, and there's going to be some bumps, and there's going to be some things that come up that don't make any sense, and we'll figure them out and troubleshoot them as we go. But it's something that we really have to just take action about. Sometimes we can't sit there and plan too much, because life's not all about a planning phase. Sometimes there's an action phase, and sometimes we have to just do it. It's not, sometimes we have many options right in front of us, and it's split. It's like, well, you could do one thing and you could get one whole reality, and you can do another thing and you can get a whole different outcome. And either way, the path is right in front of you. So perhaps if this is what's resonating with you, the meditation following what I'm talking about will be a really great help for this. Because when we're thinking about having a really big new chapter coming up, this is a really great thing to think about on a full moon like this. Is, okay, what options are right in front of me, and how can you maybe reflect on that over the next week or two to start that next big new chapter in a couple of weeks on the next new moon phase. So I think that's really, I think that's really relevant, especially, and I'm grab my drumstick. So if you are in a comfortable position, allow a little bit to just get comfy. Start by connecting with your breath and getting in touch with your diaphragm. Breathing deep with your belly and letting it out. In with the nose, out with the mouth. Now, just breathe at your own pace and listen to the sound of my voice. Imagine you see the sun overhead glowing and shining down on you. Embrace that energy so much until the sun drops down from the sky and is a yellow orb of glowing energy right down in front of you. Reach out, take it into your hand. See if you can hold it, perceive its shape, size, make it bigger, smaller, spin it like a little fast moving ball in your hand. Now let it grow in size until it fills the room, until all you can see is this blinding white, yellow sunlight filling the room and filling you up, connecting you with your solar plex. Now in your mind's eye, you open your eye and see that you're standing on a path, and out in front of you, this yellow brick road stretches on all the way to your version of Oz, this beautiful, shining, golden, crystal green city. Whatever your personal Oz looks like, your own vision of paradise. When you have a great grasp of all of this vision around you, begin walking. And as you start walking, you're going to envision 3 companions or guides that are going to aid you on this quest, this journey. Let them be friends, ancestors, or spirit guides that are here to help you on your journey. Say out loud now, I invite in a friend or a guide picturing them in your mind's eye and allowing them to walk with you and beside you. Someone who is of great mental fortitude. Someone who is and will be a great friend and spirit guide to offer you mental clarity, help develop your brain power. If you ever said, "Oh, I wish I had a brain," this person will help you get there. And now you keep walking with this new companion, walking and traveling with you. Now imagine on your other side, someone of great heart. Maybe a friend you already know. Someone you find very inspiring, who you aspire to be like. Or maybe a spirit guide or deity even, who you really would like to connect with more. Let this person be someone with a great heart, someone who knows love, someone who can share with you their wisdom and their potent ability to open their heart, to let you grow in your relationships, to let you be this version of yourself who loves openly, who doesn't judge, who doesn't limit the amount of connections that you are able to make, and who helps you realize that there is no limit to the amount of love that you can have in your life. For when you open up your heart chakra and you bust it wide open, you realize that there is infinite amount of room for love in your life. And when you open it and express it and practice it more, well, then you only have room for more love and more connection. Bring this person, this guide, friend, or patron in. Look at them and say, "I see you. I love you. Please walk with me on my journey." Now, as you keep walking, imagine one final companion, one who can share with you passion, drive, courage, courage of a lion, courage that and warrior energy that says, "I am not afraid of what I need to get done or what I dream about, because I am here and this is me. This is who I am now." Let this person or guide or inspiring being that's part of your soul tribe or patron be someone who imparts on you this wild, fiery energy that helps you get shit done. So you keep walking with your companions, arm in arm, walking around you. Dancing and skipping along, singing away. We're off to see the wizard. And as you skip along, you realize that this journey and imagining your own personal Oz, this very practice of using your own creative imagination makes you the wizard that is perfectly capable of creating your own Oz and your own beautiful, perfect reality that you envision for yourself. You are the master magician, the wizard, and the creator, all wrapped up in one. You are it. There is no greater being in your life capable of manifesting everything that you can dream other than yourself. And you have everything you need inside. So take a few moments now just to sit back and be grateful for everything you do have, everything you have gone through in your life already to get you where you are now. Contemplate the last moon cycle and what you accomplished just in the last month. Contemplate this gratitude, be thankful for where you are, and know that you are fully capable of creating exactly where you're going. Staying connected with your breath, connecting back to that audible breathing in with the nose and out with the mouth, breathing with your belly. Begin to envision the sun shining above you ahead once again, letting that yellow sun energy fill you up with gratitude, warmth, light-hearted joy. And let that energy take you time and place back into yourself. Start to move your fingers and toes once again. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to this space. Well, that concludes the video for today. I'm really want to extend my gratitude for tuning in and being present for the message and the meditation that followed. And if you would like to join for the offering portion, you're always welcome to join, our circles and get to share after the offering portions are over. Without any further ado, I'll bid you a good day and a good night. Love you.